Software used to just answer our questions. Now it acts. An AI assistant can read your inbox, call an external API, authorize a payment, and execute an entire workflow on its own. Delegating that work is cheap, but fixing the mess when an autonomous agent makes a mistake is highly manual, and it gets expensive fast. Operators spend hours untangling infinite retry loops or tracking down exactly why a model hallucinated a decision. Engineers call this the agent maintenance tax. An autonomous system that requires constant human babysitting to produce a reliable result is an economic failure. It is not replacing labor. It is just creating a different kind of work. The problem scales because a single task rarely stays inside one system. It crosses multiple external tools, third-party models, and payment gateways. This diagram maps a standard failure. Your initial prompt goes to an external calendar tool, then routes to a third-party booking model, and right there at the end, a red failure node where the entire workflow breaks. When that breakdown happens, the human operator has to guess. You end up blindly checking 3 entirely separate vendor dashboards trying to locate the root cause. Those platform logs are essentially private diaries written by the vendors themselves. Your reasoning data is completely trapped inside their walls. Relying entirely on a corporation's hidden internal logs is an unacceptable standard for accountability, especially when that software is handling live enterprise data. Enterprise leaders face a strict architectural choice right now: rely on built-in cloud governance or engineer an independent, vendor-neutral proof system. The incumbent approach is platform-native logging. Microsoft's open-source Agent Governance Toolkit is the prime industry example of this model. The main benefit is convenience. You get seamless integration and policy enforcement built directly into your cloud stack. But look closely at the documentation here regarding offline verifiable receipts. The architecture assumes the agent runs inside a managed environment on Microsoft's infrastructure. The reasoning data remains trapped in that ecosystem, making independent proof of liability impossible. The alternative is a challenger architecture: portable cryptographic receipts, specifically frameworks like the OpenLine protocol. An OpenLine receipt is a vendor-neutral ED 25519 signed artifact generated for every single run. It leaves the platform and travels independently with the user. Implementing this requires upfront engineering friction. You have to build the accountability infrastructure before you deploy the agent, rather than turning it on afterward. It comes down to a strict trade-off: integration convenience against permanent data ownership and vendor independence. So, is that extra engineering friction actually worth the return on investment? Every complex workflow your agent executes generates a verified path of how it solved a problem. Foundational model builders are running out of public text, and they are desperate for this exact kind of high-quality reasoning data. Under a platform log architecture, the cloud provider captures your AI's reasoning exhaust, trains on it, and sells the intelligence back. Portable receipts reverse this flow. Holding the cryptographic key lets you sell your verified traces directly to a marketplace. Portability is a direct economic choice about who captures the value of your AI's exhaust. But how does an independent standard actually survive against giants like Microsoft, Google, and OpenAI without being consumed? This network map shows the exact coalition required to prevent capture. OpenLine sits at the center, drawing specific alliances. First, the Agentic AI Foundation secures open community governance. Second, AWS serves as the enterprise distribution channel, keeping the verifier totally independent. Third, Anthropic provides flagship validation, proving the protocol handles the most advanced reasoning traces. And finally, Apple acts as the ultimate wedge for user-owned on-device AI, ensuring the proof stays local on your hardware. Noticeably absent is deep integration with Microsoft, an intentional delay to avoid the protocol being absorbed as just another feature inside Azure. This specific balance of allies forces true market neutrality and prevents incumbent cloud capture. Let's move from strategic theory to a practical test of this architecture in the field. This visual shows the exact same task executing across 4 different models: Claude, GPT, Gemini, and a local Mistral instance. Despite their different architectures, all 4 models funnel down into a single identical receipt document, completely verifiable through one offline tool. The models themselves are becoming interchangeable commodities. The portable proof of what they actually did is the permanent enterprise asset. The right architectural choice depends entirely on your business profile. For rapid prototypers, where the blast radius is small and internal speed is the only priority, sticking with platform logs is the pragmatic move. For independent developers, adopting portable receipts immediately allows you to build attribution, track provenance, and monetize your verified workflows. But for enterprise CIOs and companies in regulated industries, there is a hard legal mandate. The EU AI Act requires core system logging built into the design. If an auditor asks for proof, a bolted-on vendor dashboard will fail as a liability shield, carrying penalties of up to 7